All right, welcome to the Golden Wavelength Podcast. I am Castel the Curious.
Woot, and I am Walter from Planet 9, back in the flesh.
Back in the flesh from the seventh dimension or whatever.
Antarctica is very cold.
Welcome back.
Boy, did I see some strange shit on my travels. Ugh. The Crescent Hotel.
No, we gotta do, update people a little bit on what's been going on.
Of course.
I've gone through one house, one computer.
Mm-hmm. We have updated. What is this? We aspire for more. 3.
Gosh, that was great. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Updates on our current lives. I couldn't record properly because I didn't have a PC and I was in the middle of moving, and then Walter went to Antarctica, and
Very liminal space for the both of us. Liminal.
and now he's back, and there's another war. Another war has broken out.
Yeah. What did we miss?
So-
Shit.
We thought of just having a proxy war was bad enough, and now we got a fresh new war.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's been like slow cooking for about 50 years.
Oh yeah. Some might say it's been cooking for thousands of years.
Oh man.
Can't get their shit together. Just think of like a whole handful of kids who just can't share. They want the Iron Man toy, and everybody's done playing with the Hulk. I want to be Iron Man.
You say it's as simple as people not sharing.
Absolutely. It all comes down to just.
They might say, "Excuse me, this is mine. I'm not sharing. Get off my property." That's what's going on here.
If we give it extra layers, I suppose, the full image comes into effect. But all in all, gimme once.
I think Banksy needs to make another trip down there.
Mm.
You know that wall that he painted the little girl with the balloon on?
Right.
There was a huge hole bulldozed through that wall, and ground troops poured through it.
Oh my god.
Yes. Happy birthday, right?
Yeah, happy birthday.
I wake up and there's a fresh new war. Happy birthday to me. Anywho.
Building 31.
Oh, you just put me out there for the whole world to know that I'm 31 years old.
I'm only 25. I don't know these things yet. I got 6 more years to catch up with you. I'm 31 too.
I was about to be like, yeah, okay, Walter.
I'm excited for 33. I expect a lot of great things to happen. A lot of strange things too.
It's a special number. I'm thinking about 32 because, I was into the whole 23 Enigma thing for a while there. Still sort of am. I don't know. It never leaves you. It's a mind virus kind of thing.
Ooh.
Once you see it, you see it. It's everywhere.
You see it everywhere.
Like liminality.
Snort.
That's a liminal concept, isn't it? Yeah,
It
liminal. It's in
is.
everything. Liminal. Anyway.
Oh, then there was the rewatch of Vivarium. I think that was just a
Why would you re-watch?
because it was so weird. Just like the Holy Mountain. I can't count a few times I've watched it now.
No, Walter.
Ridiculous.
Oh, what did I do? I introduced Walter to the Holy Mountain. It's one of the strangest films. I said, buckle up, Walter. You're about to watch pretty much the strangest film I've ever seen.
Oh, you did not. You undersold it. You told me everything about how weird it was, and it was still undersold.
I think how last podcast has their film, their baby is, was it Nothing But Trouble?
Oh Oh,
Chevy
Dan
Chase
Aykroyd?
and
Oh my lord.
Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, fantastic film. That's their film that they talk about all the time, and it has poor ratings. It's like this niche thing that's becoming a cult classic.
Oh yeah.
We should do the same with
The Holy Mountain.
The Holy Mountain.
If not Santa Sagra. That's another movie that he did. And that movie, it was his attempt at a horror movie.
Yeah, it was just the cover of it was enough for me to pass. Maybe we should get into it during Halloween time.
Bet.
But any other time I had an opportunity to watch it, it was like, no thanks.
Oh yeah, I have the opportunity. That hard drive right there, right next to that Scarlet Solo, has that movie in it. What's good? More bumper.
I watched let's see, what was it called? Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage recently for the first time.
How did you like that?
It was confusing.
It was Nick Cage. I mean,
It's that
you get what you think.
it's that feeling where you're constantly in between laughing, gasping in shock and horror, being sad and revolted and back to laughing. And it was like, is this a comedy? Is it horror? Is this a romance? Is this a fever dream that's not meant to mean anything? And it's just a series of hallucinations similar to American Psycho, where most of it's in his head. What a bizarre film.
The entire Nicolas Cage experience. What you watched.
My introduction to that film, to Vampire's Kiss, was from Hilariosity, the bumper clips for Hilariosity.
Mm-hmm.
You know that series? Chris Stuckman. He does really good, I think that's his name. He does really good movie reviews. And it was the one where Nicolas Cage is, I never misfiled anything, not once, not one time. Anyway. Hey Lydia, hey Google, give us a random word.
Funambulate. Verb. To walk on a tightrope.
Oh, I can use that a lot. Funambulate?
Funambulate. Hey Google, define funambulate.
Formulate is using a verb to mean.
Oh, I'm so close, Lydia. Hey Google, define funambulate.
Sorry, what do you want to define?
She's losing her marbles a little bit. She started to forget things.
I wonder what an AI with dementia would look like. Oh, that'd be fun. Ew.
Imagine what AI generated hands look like, and then it's just the whole thing. The whole thing has that problem.
Just hands and fingers everywhere. Freaks and weirdos, welcome back. How
Yes.
strong are we now?
We are 26 people strong.
Let's go. That's more than before. Just keep on growing.
Yes.
Keep on in the water.
Yes, that's
Put chemicals in the water. Turn into freaking frost cake. 26,000. I can smell you from right here. Gonna look back and just go, you don't get how stressful this is about to become.
Yes, you first 26 are special. You 26 beautiful, gorgeous little beads of gold on this golden wavelength going through time and space.
Smooth, radio ready.
Man, we're distracted today. Okay, so I want you to tell me about, unless there's some other note that we have to go over, is there anything else on your magical little
On my
tablet?
magical, remarkable.
Let's not get into that, because that's a whole other can of worms. Walter's brought back an artifact of some sort that just boggles my mind. And it's doing things I've never seen before. Technology and magic.
Yeah, we're gonna have some animations coming soon, guys.
Wasn't there a note? What was it? Oh, we were gonna talk about something.
I know one of them was TripAdvisor.
It wasn't the drug one.
Was it the teenagers and how they scared the living hell out of me?
Yes, children are frightening without trying, especially when they try to be frightened people. Anyway,
It's just a shush.
yeah, I was with my nieces and nephews. They say disturbing things sometimes. I'm not gonna get into it. Anyway, I had some. Yeah, the note, I guess, was about how our obsession with wearing black clothing as teenagers is the first stage of alchemy, represented by black and like earth, like dark earth, and the very beginnings of forming the Philosopher's Stone, which is creating an evolved mind and spirit, and not so much anything about gold. And it starts with being in touch with the roots, your roots, the roots of the world, and the grit of life, and the most base things in life. So I was wearing black every day of my life. I explored Satanism, which is all about, carnal desire. It's very, very in this world and of this world, and exploring, tastes and being a connoisseur of all things. And what?
The bumper. It should be let it loop.
Oh, you're killing me.
This will be edited out.
Killing me, Smalls. And go. We're gonna go with the golden present. Golden present. Here we go. We're gonna try that out. How's that? All right. Don't let me get on these random rabbit holes, Walter. Tell me your tale about
my tale.
the 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa, please.
I took a trip. That's why I was gone for so long. I went mad at work. Madness just surrounded me. Gray tile floors, white walls, and fluorescent lighting just seared my skin, and I had to leave. I said, guys, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Guys, I think we're in the back rooms. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I'm going to Eureka. I'm going to Arkansas.
Going to Arkansas. I just said I'm gonna drive, because first I went west. So I had to go back to Colorado. I had to see Aurora Springs. No, it was Aurora, Colorado, and Colorado Springs, because I wanted to see Pikes Peak.
Wow. Yeah, I used to go there all the time.
So great place to enjoy the sacraments. But I found my way coming back east. Nice Missouri. I wasn't ready to come home yet, so I headed down south and ended up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, home of the Crescent Hotel. Any ghost, ghost hunters? Any ghost hunter fans out there? Yeah, they went there in 2006. Was it 2007?
2007.
2007. But yeah, I got to stay there for a night because I'm not a madman. And I am a bit of a skeptic when it comes to the whole ghost actor image of a human being after they've left the corporeal form. But I've had some experiences. I changed my ways. Some images. Good lord. Shit, where should I start? I guess
Start with driving up to this place, because you showed me a clip of that, and it is
shit.
straight out of a movie.
We could add that if we wanted to. Would it be able to pick up on that? Yeah.
Let's concentrate on
Yeah,
the
let's
story.
concentrate.
Just paint a picture.
The whole drive going all the way down there, I saw these gigantic hills just covered in trees, just verdant as fuck. But these serpentine roads where you gotta go like 15 miles an hour, and then I'm going through like this trees, and all of a sudden this giant, huge mansion-looking building comes into view, and we're just driving along the side. I'm just driving along the side. You guys weren't there. I was driving along the side, and I thought that was the entire building. And then I made it towards the front. Just huge, beautiful, almost Victorian style.
It does look Victorian, yeah. Well, it was 1886, so.
Boom. And that was my greetings to the other side. Parked the little car, went in through the front door, and just this old air, just so like nice. I don't know how to explain it.
It's
Explain dust.
it is a mixture between old wood and it can come down to the type of wood
Oh,
they
yes.
used, but it's also linseed oil.
Oh.
That's what that old smell is in some old buildings. A lot of wood was treated with linseed oil.
Makes sense. Use that a lot in painting, like with oils and sometimes pastels.
I wish you could
Preserves.
bottle it,
Oh, yeah.
and I could just, if I really needed to smell an old library or something, old
Take a
hotel,
deep whiff.
yeah, pull a bottle out of my cupboard and
Well, I thought I got there late because I went to the front desk to check in and everything, figure out when I'm going to leave, how am I going to be stuck here. But they said that they had a tour going on within like the next 30 minutes, so I got there around 7:45. So I checked my bags into my room, this weird door that I could barely force open because it's all old. It's all old. Everything is either swollen, shifted. It was alive. The whole building was alive. I go into my room. I start checking out like what the bed looks like. I see this like chair sitting across me. This butte right here. First thing I had to snap a pic of. Beautiful. Sat
intricately
down.
carved. Yes.
I set up my phone to be able to try to like record. Just sit there recording information to see if anything happened. But yeah, that's when I left the room, headed upstairs to meet with Madam, what's her name? Check out her Facebook group, Ghost Tour Logs. She posts a lot of like the experiences that she's had and a lot of other patrons have seen. But yeah,
I think
we
that's
go.
the website I went to.
It's a really cool person. But like, I want to say the third floor is where we went. That used to be to the old pain ward where they would like ship a bunch of patients who were like dealing with cancer, like literally on their last breaths. So she brought out the EMF reader. There's the one that started like flashing when we got there, and she was talking about one of the patients who passed away.
I love her dress.
She's so cool. She was a perfect representation of that entire hotel. It was great. She was scaring kids. It was amazing.
She was scaring the kids.
She was scaring. I blame the parents. But here's the scene where the EMF reader started going off. And it was talking about the pain ward. Did it play? Did we play it? Play. There it was, and it was just beeping the entire time. So yeah, that was that word. I didn't go back down that hallway until 3:00 a.m. That's when they warned everyone else there not to leave or just walk around on your own. They encouraged it if that was your thing, if you're a weirdo and you like being terrified. And that's what I did.
Wow.
And all I kept getting was just like, it felt like people were like breathing around me, or like I was in a well-populated hallway. Like I was in the way. So weird. And
I know
felt
that
so
feeling.
much.
Yes.
Ugh.
It's like you have this subtle instinct. If you're the type of person to say, "Oh, pardon me," or "Excuse me," when you're in someone's way and you didn't notice, there's no one there. You're walking along. You kind of move out of the way when there's no one there, and you're just kind of like, "Oh, excuse me," and then you stop and you're like, "What?"
Who am I excusing? Who am I excusing? We went to the morgue area. That's where the tour kind of ended. But not before she told us about like the guy who was running the sham, who was talking on radios, talking about, I have the cure for cancer, just come check out my little area. I bought this spot out. This renting didn't pay the lease. But yeah, he was treating people. There were a lot of people in our tour group who just wouldn't enter the morgue. They felt off. I'm thinking they were like a lot more sensitive. I was gonna say force sensitive because I'm kind of I'm so out of the loop. But yeah, they had jars of body parts that the guy who owned the area kept for some reason. And then there was like the medical examination room
Oh, and they've got the spooky lighting.
Mhm. There was one image that I got where it looked like somebody was in the room. It's not rust. It was another shot in there.
We were talking earlier about different ghost hunting tools.
Mm-hmm.
What do you? We talked about the ghost box. What do you? And how I think it's like a glorified Ouija board. What do you think about the ghost box?
The ghost box, yeah, it's kind of BS in my opinion. It's Fisher Price. Baby's first ghost hunt.
Well, in that case, what do you think about the Estes method?
What was the Estes method?
So the Estes method developed by, I believe, one of the people on the Haunted Object podcast crew. They came up with it where you're blindfolded. You have a spirit box feeding an audio into headphones, and you're just listening to that. And then people around you are asking questions, and whatever controls the spirit box is talking in your ear. And then if you, I don't know what the rule is exactly, but you basically say what you hear, and then sometimes that eerily adds up or syncs up with what the people outside are talking about. But of course, that couldn't rule out completely the possibility that it's all rehearsed. Spirit box can be controlled.
Yep.
That's why I go back to the basics. Flour on the floor.
There you go.
Easily knocked over objects, analog cameras, analog microphone recorders, etc. All right. You like my drawing?
Oh, I dig that. God damn it, I should have passed you this. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, I save all of our outline pages.
Oh, that's perfect.
For every
Just
episode.
digitize that. Don't clip that.
Merch. Turn it into sloppily made merch.
Oh, it's so sick. But that experience, I didn't go to the gravesite because they had you could talk to the guy at the hotel desk and they could schedule a shuttle. And they would take you to the other side of the town where you would drive to where all these little strange niche shops were with knickknacks and I guess borderline
Like Diagon Alley?
kind of. Everything was this old Victorian, this whole town. And they say the whole town dies when winter comes around. No one's there. The shop owner's gone.
So you're saying we should go in winter?
Ooh, that'd be sick. There'd be no one to tell us to turn around. I bet the roads getting there would suck though because they're so thin. There's no shoulder and you're sliding.
You don't have to convince me. I'm already convinced. You're saying that in order to get to the haunted hotel, we have to go across dangerous roads and dead Victorian towns in the middle of nowhere. Okay. All right.
Essence of a ghost.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. And next time we should definitely go to the graveyards that I wanted to go to because they even allowed some of the tourists to be able to look around and see if they can find anything new because that's how they found some of the jars that they put in there.
There's graveyards nearby the hotel.
There's a dig site around the back.
A dig site.
Yeah, because the guy just he tried to delete all of the files. He tried to bury all of this shit so he wouldn't get in trouble when he was being investigated.
You're talking about Norman G. Baker, who ran the hotel from 1937 to 1940 as a hospital and health resort.
What a weirdo. I don't understand why he kept the collections of body parts. Everything else made sense. He was a schemer. He was just trying to get another dollar. He was a grifter. But he opens up a cancer ward where they're operating on actual human beings, and instead of just disposing of this shit, he kept it. Had them put in jars so he could keep them.
He kept tumors.
Tumors, lungs. What else did we see in there? There was someone's trachea. So maybe just parts that were infected with cancer.
Well, the idea would be to preserve those things and study them so that maybe somehow you could prevent them.
But he wasn't a medical anything.
I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying that's pretty common stuff.
Yeah, that is true. Just taking cultures and biopsies.
But before this guy even owned it, it says 1934 to 1937, it was a summer hotel.
Mm-hmm.
1930 to 1934, a junior college. 1908 to 1924, Crescent College, conservatory for young women.
Mm-hmm.
And a hotel originally in 1886. So, in between all that time, there's been, multiple deaths.
Oh, yeah.
I found here, it says, room 218 is haunted by a man named Michael, an Irish stonemason who
Is
fell
that
to
the
his
pervert?
death.
Yes. That's the guy who would take people's women who would live or like stay in that area. He would take like their lingerie or their panties and he would just like hang them different places. He's a spirit that still lingers there.
Now, do we know he's Irish?
She said for sure.
I'm picking up on some prejudice here.
If there wasn't like many accounts of this happening.
So in 218, you got this male ghost who is a pervert.
There he is.
Obviously, he's Irish.
Right next to 218. He was a strange guy.
He doesn't.
Is a strange guy.
I don't know if this makes sense, but he doesn't look Irish to me. This photograph I'm seeing.
It is a Xerox of a Xerox.
Oh gosh.
All
right.
It's my camera picking up on a Polaroid.
And then it says, in room 419, Theodora, a cancer patient, is known to be seen fumbling for her keys outside of the room. And Brecky, a 4-year-old child of Richard and Mary Breckenridge Thompson, who died in the hotel due to complications from appendicitis.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. John Fremont Ellis, the hotel's in-house doctor circa the late 19th century, is most often seen where his cherry pipe tobacco is smelled near his office, which is now room 212.
Oh yeah, you can smell like the cigar burning like around that area. So cool. It had like notes of cherry and it smelled like just no, I don't know how to explain it. You can smell it. Like enough where you kind of think like somebody's like pumping this out and this is like none of that technology exists here. This place is old. So cool. I investigated it. Went into other people's rooms with their permission.
You can see the look on my face. I'm saying, oh, okay, so nobody went in there and puffed on a swisher, or there are so many ways that you can.
In the hallway.
Nobody dabbed the ceiling with a little bit of concentrated oils or anything.
I would see it.
I trust that you investigate. But anyway, that list. So that was 5 that we know of, at least from this one list, and then that doesn't include when this was a cancer hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds weird. Cancer hotel.
The cancer hotel.
So there were many deaths during that time, not included in this. It only mentioned one cancer patient in this death list.
Because he tried to destroy all of the documents.
So there's about 5. We're going to add, let's just say 10 to be generous. So 15. And then it wasn't 2007. 2017, there was a death.
Holy shit. What was the 2017 one about?
It says here, June 11th, 2017.
Quick bathroom break.
And we're back.
We're back. Where did I leave off?
So in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
William Thomas, 62, from Webb City, Missouri,
Oh shit.
fell to his death from the 4th floor balcony outside of the bar.
What?
He had been drinking at the bar.
Oh,
Steps out of the
shit,
bar,
that's
falls over the railing.
right. Whoa.
So that's 6 deaths we know of. We're going to add 10 to be generous from the wonky cancer ward thing.
Mm-hmm.
16 ghosts, at least.
Easily. I didn't think investigating the recent one.
So you're walking through a hallway and there's 16 people you can't see standing there observing. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Shit.
I love those creeps. I love that creepy feeling. I grew up in a haunted house, so
That's
I live for
right.
this stuff.
Damn.
And I also don't do quote unquote haunted houses during Halloween.
It's not the thing. Mm.
Nope. I like the genuine thing or nothing.
Boom. I dig that. I like that.
And I usually don't go out of my way to go to the genuine thing. It's usually by chance. Like, I've moved into a house and, oh, it's haunted.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, by the way, there was a suicide. By the way, these elderly people died. Or things just happen and we, don't know the history. Like the first house we lived in, things would just happen. Doorknobs rattling, footsteps down the hallways, somebody saying "get out" very meanly into my mother's ear,
Oh, that's right.
something scaring the dog in the boiler room. We were talking about this the other night with my sister, and they mentioned something about the attic room that I don't remember existing in that house. This is an old house, like vaguely Victorian looking,
Ooh.
out in the country, Circle Drive, and now it's completely surrounded by houses that all look the same, of course, but
Yeah.
back then it was a very interesting place. Anyway, so what else do we have here?
Spooky experience. Yeah, that old morgue trip was gross. And then I took like the route connecting like that building to like the rest of the hotel to get back inside of the hotel, so you have to like pass the spa area or whatever. But yeah, I was recording the entire walk, and at one point it felt like a moth or someone like blew in my ear. So I like quickly jumped, and there's like just this other room with like a painting on the inside.
Oh.
Right? Throughout the rest of the recording, you just see me holding the camera, just speeding.
Nope.
Oh, it was gross.
I was about to ask, did you do any EVP recordings?
I should have.
You believe in that?
With the
EVP, electronic voice phenomenon?
Oh, I did not do that. Is that on the same? I was gonna say wavelength. The same brand as like as a talk box or a ghost box.
No. When I'm thinking nuts and bolts mechanics with how the ghost box works, it seems to me almost like a random number generator hooked up to a radio, and it's told to flip through all these radio stations at random. And that random element, I have to say that random element does stop being random at some points. There's this global consciousness project using random number generators around the world that stop being random just before world events. I should check it, what the status was before the bombing of Israel.
Good point. Oh, wow. Clean tie-in. Holy shit. Yeah, definitely on the list of things to do next time. We have to add that to. You said EVPs.
So when we go there, I'm going to be bringing Polaroid, infrared camera, analog audio recording, digital cameras, flour, pendulums and sand.
Ooh, yes. Side wheel just in case.
Literally just leaving out maybe a chalkboard with a piece of chalk on it. And then, of course, you have cameras fixed on the chalkboard, the pendulum, the flower on the floor. Just cluster bomb it. And then you spend a whole week, as long as possible, to really gather as much data as possible
Right.
to wait for something to happen. Because it seems to me when you go out there on the ghost hunting night, on Saturday night or Friday night, and you're trying to get at something in one night, it's like there's this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like I'm thinking about 1408, the film.
Oh yes.
There's almost this pressure, you know, it's America, capitalism. There's almost this pressure on the hotel owners and staff to kind of give you something. They give you spooky
They keep
lighting
lights on,
in the
spooky.
morgue, things like that. Maybe one of them has a vape that smells like cherry tobacco, and his part of his job is to have to puff that every other hour in a room. I'm just saying. But I do believe in genuine ghost phenomenon, and from the history of this place, I'm sure it is haunted for sure.
Mhm.
I have seen some really compelling photos,
Oh man.
but yeah, I don't believe in ghost boxes. I don't want to be hooked to a ghost hunting thing where there's 6 other people on their phones,
Yeah. Gruesome.
and it's like, oh, was that a ghost, or did the 7th person in our tour shift their weight on the floor, or I don't know.
I think Bethany was sending a tweet.
It's just there's so many variables there. You can make a sound that when people are recording the audio and then they play it back later to look for things,
Mm-hmm.
they think it's someone saying get out when it's actually someone's sleeve brushed up against their jacket in just the right way, or
Right.
their foot shuffled on the floor in just the right way, or you
It's
know.
another phenomena. It's like humans need to see faces in certain thing. It's also like hearing our own voices. What was another phenomena? It's like playing like a certain song backwards, and like someone will say, "This is what I hear," and then when you listen to it, you hear it too because the first person kind of initiated that. So your brain just looks at that as a grid, and it's like, I hear that too. It's weird.
Have you heard about the reverse speech meaning stuff in politicians' speeches? You play Obama's speech backwards, and he's trying to tell you something. Just listen. The world's gone mad, Walter.
That would have to be a superpower. Find all the words you can say on a list and then put them in an order where it makes sense when listened to it forward and then where it makes sense backwards. I don't think the human brain is good at doing that. Now, if an AI did it, absolutely, easily. Eventually.
Got my mind jumping from all kinds of different subjects, Walter. I think we're
Talk box.
all right. This hotel. Let me try to.
Working, please.
I wonder if there's been any other accidents other
I'm
than this 2017 accident.
Like recent?
I'm just trying to get a feel for the body count of this place. Because it's really reminding me of that film 1408. It's almost like this place called you out of nowhere, just like it did the main character in that film.
Right? Well, I stayed in room 228, I believe. Was it 228 or was it 226? I think it was 220.
Was there something special about the room you stayed in?
No, just minus someone writing the number 74 in there on the window in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Sus. Sus. My first thought was someone snuck into the room while I was on the tour and just wrote it like with potato.
That's another thing. If you had the opportunity to stay there for a week,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened again, that's something. But I'm sitting here third person after the fact, and you're telling me that 7-4 was written maybe with a potato, maybe with soap, or maybe with a ghost finger on the glass, and it's like, and I don't 7-4. What would that even mean? It's not like
My brain immediately thought that I was raised quite Christian. Can't say what I am anymore. But yeah, 74 times 9 is a fun little math trick you can do for yourself. The answer is the mark of the beast. 666.
Oh,
2
yeah,
divided by
jeez.
3. 0.666.
It's television because they're telling you a lie. It's written right there. It's right in front of your faces.
You see what I mean, Batman? So yeah, I wasn't sure what that all amounted to.
Oh yeah, did you have any dreams? Like you only spent one night there. Did you have a dream that sticks out to you?
Not really. It was like almost like I was barely able to go to sleep the first night. But that's kind of me going anywhere. It's like sleeping anywhere new. My body's too jazzed or like excited to be where I'm at. So I got like a good hour and a half of sleep.
Last time I stayed at a hotel, I had a bad dream, and it left me with the impression that there was something bad living in that hotel that fed off of negative energy.
Ooh, where was this at? Was it out here in the...
Northern Missouri, I think. And it was on my way to a school reunion for my grandmother, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
And we stayed at a hotel on the way there. And I had this nightmare where it had something to do with a demon that was poking my left shoulder from behind. And it was like every time he poked somebody like that, like prodded the left shoulder, it was like a way of possessing or sapping energy or something. It was painful. I remember that.
You know the lore about the left shoulder, don't you? The lore about the left shoulder or your left side in general?
No. I mean, I know about the left-hand path and the right-hand path.
Well, yeah. Because, like, the way it goes, like, if you knock over, like, some salt, you pick it up and you throw it over your left shoulder.
Right.
Because demons are only attracted to the amber sinister side of your body. That's why I wasn't allowed to be a lefty in the family. I was born left-handed and conditioned right-handed. I wasn't doing a lot of the programming, but yeah, even like sailors spin around 3 times, or maybe once, and you spit over your left shoulder. Spit in the devil's eye.
I should have uploaded the creepy music for that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's too bad I didn't have any salt with me that night. But it was this mix of being pursued and being hurt by something, bad energy. And yeah.
That sounds like a demon experience. Or at least like a very... No, that's demonic by definition. It's a negative entity that gets energy from negative energy. I don't know what else to call that.
Demon, yeah. Hotels are just a naturally creepy place, aren't they? That was Stephen King. I think Stephen King said that.
He wrote The Shining, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Stephen King.
Yeah, and I've been to that hotel, by the way, the Stanley Hotel.
What?
And that's where the Estes method, whether that is a legit method for paranormal investigations, I don't know. It was pretty convincing in the Hellier series. But anyway. Oh, and in the Unbinding, too, they did it again. You have to see that.
Bet. Hell yes.
Greg and Dana Newkirk, The Unbinding. Watch it.
The Unbinding.
And their Haunted Objects podcast is pretty great.
Ah, see, I want to talk to them. That's cool. I'm going to talk to them. Fuck that.
What do you think about this music? This is almost like space music. I feel like I'm in 0G right now. Staring at Saturn. We should have done that creepy track I found. But looping it. Anyway, this is Shop Talk. Welcome to Shop Talk, everybody.
Where we help you with all of your podcast needs.
Do we have anything else to talk about with this damn hotel?
Brought to you in part by Ave Satani Realty. Coming to gentrify a beautiful town near you. Move over, mom and pop. We got Starbucks. That was most that I had about the hotel. The biggest point was that I definitely have to go back. We've got to go there.
We will.
Got to. What was that other haunted spot that we were talking about? Not the Longfellow's cabin. Was it the Longfellow's cabin?
How about this? I will start saving up money, and once we have 3 good episodes out, we can set up a Patreon. But until we do that, I don't feel right about setting up a Patreon because I don't feel our quality is just there, because I am so sorry. I have sabotaged multiple episodes at this point.
We're 26 strong, and that's all I see. My horse blinders are on. I'm like, success! The ship is there! Get to the chopper!
Yes, again, thank you so much for listening.
You guys are rock stars.
What do you think we should talk about on the next episode? That'll be episode 8.
Oh yeah, episode 8.
Is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God damn, we're almost at episode 10. We gotta do something special. Mm-hmm. I do want to bring on some of the shit that I've been working on. I gotta get back on the Discord too. But next time, we could talk about, what, sacred geometry was it? We've been told that for a second.
Mr. Casanova wanted to do a sacred geometry
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think he already has a slideshow put together for it.
Oh my god, that's even better. It's so cool.
Alright, yeah, let's plan on that.
Sacred geometry. Good. So, great listeners, soon we shall have animations, in-house music working. I love the bumps, and it gives me like inspiration to like certain tracks I can make too. It's cool. You brought up the spookiness, and I'm like, I have synths. I have synthesizers.
Yes, work your magic.
Yes. And this is gonna help me with the animation side. I'm gonna have to talk to Ty. Talk to T Money. T Drips.
Yes, let's get him in on this next Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's good to be back.
Yes, welcome back, buddy.
Soil. Woo.
Alright, folks, I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. You guys are beautiful. Amazing. Thank you for bearing with us. Delays and all. But we shall be more scheduled. I don't need medication. We don't need no thought control. Teacher, leave those kids alone.
You're killing me, Smalls. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for listening today. Question everything, keep digging, question everybody, all the other ones. I forgot the rest because I don't have it written down. It's been a while since we've done this.
And remember, have fun with it.
Let's keep that. Alright, everybody. Good night.